Bonsoir guys, hope everybody's well. So the last video definitely did what it was supposed to do, which is touch a bit of a nerve with a few of you. The overall response though has been really positive, so thank you so much for making the last video, which I'll put a link to somewhere here, one of the most popular I've ever had. The Brushless saga continues, and I may have stirred up a little bit of a hornet's nest, which was and wasn't my intention. The theory behind all this for me was, as I explained, I just don't know quite enough to keep the ordinary batteries running at 100% all the time and the brushed motors running fantastically all the time. And there is a noticeable difference between, I'd say, the top 5% that run not Mardave, but well, Mardave, Camtech, and now BAT and DDR and TWR. Anybody else want to 3D print some stuff? Any of those platforms, there is a significant difference between the top 5% and everybody else. Now granted, everybody else also contains people that can't do a one lap clean, of which sometimes I fall into that category because that's racing, as we all know. The overwhelming majority seem to like the idea of a more equal and level playing field where there isn't quite as much wizardry and witchcraft involved. Now whether I'm going about it the right way or not, I don't know. I'm just a muppet with a camera that likes to talk. Don't sort of shoot the messenger. It just seems like everybody's craving for these awesome cars to just be that little bit more equal and or simple. So either regulate really hard so we're all on a level playing field, or loosen the shackles a little bit so we're on less of a level playing field but everybody can be as fast as they want to be, because these cars will only go so fast around a corner. To that end, tried something a little bit different this Thursday. So I ran my 2S Lipo complete with a 13.5 turn brushless setup in the hot hatch, and I'm running the carbon Mardave platform, and it flew, absolutely flew for me. And you know, I lapped the field within 1 minute and 7 seconds, which is obviously the clickbait headline of the video. But that doesn't really tell the full story, because although it's blisteringly fast for me on the night, is it comparable with everybody else? So stick around, because I'm going to play the video of this and then analyse the details afterwards.
What's wrong there? That's the straight off, and it's over off our friend into a very early lead with his cheating car. Well, I think it's going to be looking qualification after this final. Depends who pays me the most, who's going to win. Contact everywhere. It's Brent, Tom in second, Ian third, Sean fourth, Rob fifth. Well, Sean is now crashed again. I mentioned his name. So the man who cannot be mentioned in case he crashes in fourth, Rob in fifth, Brent right in the lead. Well, everybody up to second place. And that's second and first over the line together. Now that's a lap above everybody with his cheeky brushless setup with Lipo. Everybody following, try everything on. And that's Sean again having another little snafu on his own. Oh, it's all going off, some would think so. Then Ian, Tom, Sean, Rob. Oh! And that was Brent having a snafu then.
It's a snafu itself.
Yeah. Can't get sticky that if you want to look at there, can you? Now straight, careful, straight, right, all clear. 4, 6, 3. It's still there in the lead, Ian in second, Sean third, Tom fourth, Rob fifth. And I think that second place there on the straight, as that Sean just got to think Sean just took second. Oh, there's another snafu, and then he gets hit, and it's Ian back in the second, I believe. Not sure there, the top got through. No, it's Glenn, Ian and Sean who have top. That is second place there on the track together. The blue Mini and then the yellow roof there, and now Sean back through in second. Ian out in third. Still Glenn out in the lead. I have a feeling that car's going to get disqualified. He hasn't paid me any money. Ooh, Tom there having a look at the barrier. Oh, Glenn having another snafu. Sean managing to pull out there over Ian and trying to get a bit of a comfort gap there for second place. And that's Rob there having a snafu. No reversing, Rob, please, no reversing. That's Glenn there coming up on third place, trying to go down the inside, but hit the barrier. Oh, side by side down the straight, Glenn just getting past, put another one up there on third place. The winning board out there, 4 minutes is 1, 2, 5, 3, 4. Just taking 2 minutes left to go. Down the straight. Be careful on the straight, please. Right, we are clear now. Back up to racing speed. Oh, that car came round a little bit on short there, very built to get low coming into that corner. They're still in an easy second place at the moment, Sean. Marshall in the middle there, please, Josh. Wakey. I know it's past your bedtime. Blame your dad for that. So that's Fred there, right behind second place, Sean. 2 laps adrift. Now 3 laps adrift as he puts another lap on him in his cheating Brushless hot rod. Oh, that was second and third place there, a lap adrift. Coming into contact. Coming into the last 30 seconds remaining. Sean there managing to put another lap there on second then sets him out, still a lap in front. 20 seconds left to go. Sean there taking the dive, taking another lap, put that lap back on Ian. Oh, massive smashing the end of the straight there. Tom's car still alive. Try not to reverse, please, Tom, if you get out of it. 5, 2, 1. So that's Ben, Sean, Ian all finished, Rob, Tom coming over.
So although it looked on screen as though I just walked away from it, and luckily for me tonight I did. I drove well, the car was on point and it performed flawlessly. The brushless setup with the 2S is spot on. Am I maxing that out yet? No, nothing like. There's loads of instances where my lines are off, so I'm losing tons of time with lines, and also I probably lost a lap with a few snafus here and there, which, you know, is about the level of racing that I'm at. I can't do a clean full 6 minutes yet. Just one of those things, which is fine, I don't mind that. The interesting bit is, although it looked blisteringly fast, the goal of everything I was trying to do here, if you'll have a look at the first video, I was trying to get on par with the fastest hot hatch of the Neo series, which is my mate Mark's, and he was running a 20-turn Satan with, you know, ordinary Nico batteries. So he weren't brushless or lipo at all, because none of that was allowed in the series, but his car was absolutely flying. So my idea here was just to try to get on par or maybe a little bit quicker than him. Now my car was running at about 73%, well in fact it weren't not a little bit, it was exactly 73% of what it's capable of doing, because I had it dialed down on the motor to 73. It's about what I feel that I can cope with, and yeah, it's going quick enough. And that gives me 39 laps in 363 seconds and 0.5, with my best 10 being a 9-second lap, and my best lap out of all of it in the final for the whole 6 minutes was an 8.89. I've never gone below 9 seconds before, so that, bob on that, I'm really pleased with that. However, you would think that's destroying all, seeing as I put at least 2 laps on everybody. It isn't. Mark, my mate, who I'm sort of basing as like a bit of a baseline, he did 40 laps on his fastest final in the round 6 of the Neo series. 40 laps in 364 seconds and 0.01. His best 10 was an 8.71, and his best lap was 8.61. So for all those that are saying you could potentially just be twice as fast as everybody else, that isn't the case, and that isn't necessarily what I'm trying to achieve here. To get those times, this is the second time I've run the brushless system. I haven't washed it out, I haven't took it out, I haven't had to spray WD-40 in between runs. I've just run the car, and that has allowed me to concentrate on changing a few springs, making sure things are lubricated properly. Are the bearings running right? Is the car dialed in between rounds? I can actually work on setup of the car rather than stripping motors out, resoldering motors in. Are my batteries peaked? Is it this? Am I putting all my problems that I'm having not being quick enough down to that, as opposed to setup of the car? And I guess this is proving that the 2S brushless system is perfect. It runs meticulously for at least the 6 minutes, with no drop in power, no fade. I'm not having to concentrate on any shenanigans with the motor in between heats or rounds or anything, and I can just dial my setup in, and it's showing. So straight away my results are better. Now you would think, where does that land then time wise with what are at the minute the 2 fastest drivers we have at Ignition Raceway? Well, James, one of the racers these are now minis, so some would say the hot hatches, I certainly believe, are easier to drive, although on a tight and twisty track not necessarily as fast, because they're not as nimble, they won't switch directions quite as quick. But then on the flip side, you might be able to carry more corner speed, so I guess it evens out a little bit, I don't know. Better drivers than me should answer that in the comments below. But as an example, certainly the night I ran, James managed to do 40 laps in 360 seconds, sorry, with 8.49 as his best 10 and an 8.3 as his best lap. So that's still on a par, same lap as Mark from Neo, Mark from Neo, but his best 10 was at least 2.2 of a second quicker, and his best lap overall was 0.3 of a second quicker. So there you go. Now the absolute, G when it comes to this, everybody probably knows him, is Matthew Smithson. Where does that rank on par with him? Because all these guys now that I'm talking about are all running either 21 turn or 20 turn with 4-cell nickel metal hydride. So it's not like I'm running away with it. I'm just simplifying things. So to put it in a comparison, or to put me in my place, Matthew Smithson on Friday, because he didn't run on Thursday, did 43 laps. Just embarrassing everybody. His best 10 was an 8.11, and his best lap was a sub 8 second. So there isn't an argument to say that they're overpowered. The cars are overpowered. I don't think there's an argument to say that they're too fast, because I'm still not quick enough to keep up with the fastest A lads. And that is, to be honest, as I've said before, as it should be. I don't think I should be able to keep up with some of these lads because I'm not as good a driver as those. Their lines are a lot better. How they take the corners, their car prep's probably a little bit better. They should be faster than me, and I don't mind that. And I now, to be perfectly honest, really don't mind having my arse handed to me by them, due to the fact that it's not anymore. I can sit quite happily and say it's nothing to do with the motor. It's nothing to do with the batteries. It's everything to do with how I'm driving the car, because I've at least got comparable speed with them, but I'm not as fast because my lines aren't as good. And if anything, that proves that I just need to practice more, which is fine, and I don't mind that. But it's been an interesting experiment to see how it goes, and certainly with everybody's comments below, it's been fascinating to see all the different ideas. So I did also run my Carbon Mini on the same night. So it's Mardave Carbon with side springs and all that. However, instead of swapping around with batteries all night, I changed the Ultra Circuit HR3 from NIM mode into Lipo mode and just ran my 2S Lipo with the Core 21, and I had that turned to, memory serves, I think it was 83%, so I was giving it 83% of available power. And I think on the straights, I'll play the race in a minute. I didn't make the A final, not even close. I'll play the video though, and it shows on the straights I'm certainly not walking away from anybody. I'm comparable speed. Now, what some more seasoned and better drivers than me, and certainly more experienced drivers, have said, instead of running a Core 21 at 80% or 90%, run something like a 27 turn at 100%. That would be a lot better and more efficient. And I see the argument for that. However, am I not then getting into the situation of, well, in order then to get more power and to be as fast as other lads, am I not back to spraying WD-40 and cleaning my brushed motor? And I want to get away from doing that. This motor now hasn't been cleaned for certainly since the back end, the early December, and it ran just as quick as a Satan 20 down the straights. Clearly my lines are off. I'm not losing pace because of power now or anything. I'm just not a very good driver with it. It's as simple as that. I'm not crashing. I'm just, my lines and my apexes are all over the shop, which is fine. You know, that's just practice and experience. But the point being is, it made the night so much easier. One battery went between this and that all night, and all I did was top it up for 5 minutes in between a couple of rounds here and there. And it was fine. I think I still had 40% of the battery life when it finished at the end of the night. That has got to be better than carrying around 7 or 8 batteries, of which 3 are your special fast batteries that you save for the final, and your other 5 or 6 are your just used batteries, and they'll be alright, but they're not that quick. It's got to be a better way than that, or it feels as though it's a better way than that. Interestingly, some feedback I got from people that run the track, you know, which everybody's opinion matters, and what they said was, if you're opening it up to unlimited motors and batteries and things like that, you've got the potential for somebody that really can't drive, so like a complete greenhorn and newbie to the game, to be putting a 9 turn in with a 2S Lipo, taking it off and not only smashing their car up, but also smashing up the track and potentially putting a Marshall's ankles in a bit of risk. So obviously we need not only a high-vis jackets, but shin guards now as well. But all joking aside, it's a fair point. So what I said in comparable was, well, this shouldn't be allowed, or maybe we need to be a little bit more policing of other drivers and saying, look, take your car off, turn the power down, you know, you can't run that because you can't run that. Turn it down until it's something you can handle. It's a point of view that I hadn't considered, so all feedback's good. But anyway, more importantly, I'm really enjoying running it, because as I said, it's not wizardry and witchcraft that's beating me at the minute now. It's racing lines, racecraft, actual driving of the car, and that is all I've been looking for. As always guys, thanks for watching. I'll stick the race of this up in the end. I didn't drive very well, but I kept a couple of people honest and on their toes until the end. Anyway, and big shout out for Alfie Lee, as always, just marching off in front of me. It's demoralising, you know.
Lovely start with the roll there, up into second. These that was a bit naughty there, that pass on Rob, I believe that should have been a good way.
He crashed into me, I was on the inside.
Don't give me that bullshit, I'm in charge. Come on then.
No rush, 6 minutes.
So, Alfie pulling out quite a lead at the moment. We've got Dean and Ching in second. Bloody microphone. Brent in third, Rob currently in fourth. All to play for still. Just a minute gone. 5 minutes to run. That's the leader there, Rob. Well done, let him through there nice and easy. Don't be so kind on me when he comes up to you and he took you out. Me pay the favour if you want to, Rob. I've seen nothing.
Oh, I did!
No, really, not quite good enough, Rob. Good try.
Go on, bud.
Alfie extended his lead over Dean Cash the Cheat. Fastest lap at 2 minutes is 1:4:23. Fastest lap very, very close between first, second and third. Actually, Brett having a very slightly faster lap than first and second. Dean has to go and put a fast one in to shut me up to me. Still leading that lap. Alfie still comfortably out in front. Dean actually driving quite clean after the second drop out off the slap and calmed it down. He had to get rallying for a little while. So fastest lap is still Dean. It's actually Dean 9:15, Brett 9:16, Alfie 9:24. Sobol in this, Rob 9:41. Very close fastest times between everybody. Oh, that was Rob there having a little snafu at the straight. Alfie there taking some nice tight corners. Oh, Rob having another snafu, and that's Alfie going through, so there's a car now between Alfie in second place to Crash Cheat. Oh, Rob there, double leader out there. Crash having another little snafu on his own, and opens up the gap to Alfie now.
The running order at 4 minutes is...
Oh, Billy had a little snafu, I'll get the call back in a little bit. Still Alfie in the lead out, Dean has another snafu. What a surprise Dean having a cash all on his own, but he's managed it. 4 minutes into the race, and Alpha still having a reasonable gap back to second place. With a nice little barrier of Rob between him and Thrash. Matt Brent now coming to pressure Dean into second place. Brent right on Dean's back bumper, really pushing it for second, really takes him out there. Brent really piling the pressure on, can Dean withstand it? 1 minute to go. Who's going to get this second place on the podium? Is it going to be Dean or is it going to be Brent? Both on one side of Pennines. Oh, here we go, and really went for a long end. Really, oh, Verstappen manages to get going again, 45 seconds left. Dean there getting close now, out to lead Brent making another mistake. Who's it going to be? Coming to the last 30 seconds now, Alfie leading Brent, Rob. Alfie keeping his calm. Dean really trying to push his out his can. Brent's closing the gap on Dean again. I don't think there's enough time left, 15 seconds to go. Get one more off after this moment. Oh, Dean has a gap on Brent too! And Dean's back! Oh, Dean has another crash, surprise. Brent gets through for the wall. That's Alpha Lee's going to take the win. Alpha Lee coming in first. The Treat coming in second, Brent coming over line in turn 1 and 4.
Order is 1, 4,
Well done,
2,
young man.
3.
Well done.